now the latest on July 17th around the wide world of tropics. Here's your tropical weather bulletin. We have a new storm active. It's Tropical Storm Danas off the eastern coast of the Philippines. It's the 34th storm to form in this year so far. The average per year is 91. It's July 17th, no other systems are active, no named storms around the world. In the Atlantic, Barry's gone now, day 47 of the hurricane season, no storms or systems or invests active at this time. The Eastern Pacific has Invest 97E on day 64 of hurricane season, could develop as it proceeds towards the west. The Western Pacific has three systems active right now. 90W off the back of Danas could become a cyclone in its own right, and 99W hanging out there near the international date line. No systems active in the southern hemisphere right now or in the Indian Ocean north and south. The top story is Tropical Storm Danas with winds of 40 miles per hour and a pressure of 992 millibars. Signal 2 warnings in effect for the northeastern tip of Luzon. The storm is likely to continue or start to move towards the north. It's 93 miles from Santa Ana. It has just started its northward turn after very nearly making a landfall in Luzon. And now we expect the models getting more consensus on what's actually going to happen here, and we expect now that it's going to proceed towards the north, become a mid to high range tropical storm, pass just east of Taiwan, into the East China Sea, and then eventually reach the Korean Peninsula by the end of this weekend, where it will probably strike as a much weaker system. In the last few frames here, this is the wind shear chart showing just how high that wind shear is right now, and as a result the center of Danas is now exposed just off the eastern coast of the Philippines. Most of the convection that was associated with it has proceeded through Luzon and is now mainly on the other side in the South China Sea, although a little flare up there occurring near the center still. Looking around the world right now though, this is what's going on. The North Atlantic, you might still be able to catch some of the remnants of Barry up the top of the screen there, but in the main area of development, not much going on at all here. Saharan dust still dominating the central Atlantic region and one or two weak tropical waves. The Gulf of Mexico is very silent, although some thunderstorms are blowing up across Florida there. The Eastern Pacific shows Invest 97E, well it would actually, but 97E is way off the screen towards the east. But you can see another little interesting disturbance there in the southeastern corner there, but not much likely to happen with that, we expect. The rest of the basin is very quiet, but building convection there near the international dateline, which is probably something to do with 99W, which is on the right hand side of the screen there, across the international dateline now to Western Pacific, not too far from the Marshall Islands. Invest 90W you can also see there, and Danas. So a very interesting feature that's developing with this storm right now. Danas has its own center of circulation, but part of its influence is way off towards the east there, becoming 90W and could become a cyclone in its own right. The Australian region looks like this. You can see very little going on here in the South Pacific as well. Very strong extratropical cyclone off New Zealand though. The Indian Ocean pretty quiet at this point too, still the same story really. Monsoonal showers occurring in parts of India and in near the Andaman Islands. Sea surface temperatures in the eastern East Pacific very warm ahead of Invest 97E, only warming up there for that system, getting up towards 30 degrees Celsius. The Gulf of Mexico still very warm after Barry. The Western Atlantic warming up a lot as well, some areas now reaching 30 degrees in the Sargasso Sea. The Indian Ocean warming up as well. The warmest part of the ocean there is the equatorial region, further north a little bit cooler but still fairly warm. Underneath Danas, temperatures are around 30 degrees, maybe even higher than that, and the warm temperatures extend all the way up halfway through the East China Sea on level with Shanghai. This is a look at Tropical Storm Danas, and you can see there in the first visible frames of the day the center of circulation, which at the moment is exposed, and you can see how it's been moving north, and you could see earlier on how it was just about to make landfall in Luzon and then started to turn towards the north, and it looks like maybe a very tight anti-clockwise loop there as well. The next name in the Atlantic naming list is Chantal. In the Eastern Pacific, we're looking out for Delilah. The Central Pacic's next name is Akoni. Into the Western Pacific, obviously Danas has now formed, and the next name on the list is Nari. In the North Indian Ocean, we're still looking for the next name there, which is Hika. You can find Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com, with the latest information. You can also find our YouTube page, search Force 13 all in text if you're not there already. Subscribe if you haven't so far, and you can find us on Facebook and Twitter under the same name, of course, and you can get in touch with us on any of those outlets. That's all for us tonight. We'll be back with another tropical weather bulletin tomorrow.